defend the high ground a couple of times. Suddenly, there's a lot of items on the tide. You have to worry about echo. At the same time, there's this gyro that is never dying because of all the heals from Io. He's buffed up. Like, plus the Bristle is a carry, and this Shadow Demon, if he goes Zags, like, you're gonna have that break, you know.
Oh my god, bro. I'm just getting flashbacks. Alright, if you're on Nigma Galaxy right now, if you're Miracle, right, you're chilling on this Bristleback. Are you not subtly in your mind thinking of TI9 being like, oh god, this gyro's gonna buy Diffusal Blade?
Diffusal.
Oh god.
I mean, it could be an issue, but I think he should worry more about this Shadow Demon getting Ags and breaking him for like 25 million years with all his charges.
Well, we're about to get into this game right now. Game 1 of this lower bracket final, Elimination Dota. Winter Bear, as mentioned, they've beaten Nigma Galaxy 2 times before. Obviously, very different rosters on both sides, but both teams have 2 players from both of those prior rosters. Nigma Galaxy have Miracle and Sumail. And of course, Winter Bear, they still have Pastel and Kachal. Let's see how they're going to fare here in this particular game. As we are into it, smoke ganks get missed. So, just going to start off with normal 2-2 bounty rune trade.
For now, it looks like. We still have 15 seconds for a fight to happen.
I love how in this region you're the bloodthirsty one instead of me.
I'm always the one. I want to see some action.
Gonna have a little bit of it here. Disruption out onto this Mars. Beautiful impale from Omar, but it might not save this Mars, unfortunately. And he will still end up dead. Pastel cleans him up with the Enchant Totem, draws first blood onto Noob, and starts off his laning phase in very happy fashion.
Absolutely. The best hero to get. Well, maybe Tide would be just as good, but any of the cores getting the first blood, it always feels good. And if you're playing versus Sumail, it's probably a good feeling to start off with at least a little bit or any advantage that you can get.
Yep. You see Sumail and Pastel taking each other on 1v1, but not anticipating too much action in this lane. Just going to be trading farm for the longest time. So we'll come back once we have some runes being spawned up and we see some supports rotating in.
I'm looking at Pastel so far under the tower, even though he's pressured by Sumail. I mean, it's not the hardest hero to last it with, don't get me wrong, but he's done a really good job at not missing a single creep. Plus he has a bottle flying out. Very nicely done so far. On bot lane, they are pushing in as well, so Shadow Demon and Kachal should be fine under the tower farming.
It's a little bit annoying this lane because there's nothing you can really do against the peppering of damage from the Bristle, but you just kind of ignore each other. A Watermelon versus a Porcupine. There will be a disruption onto GH with a little bit of the magic damage from the Gush, but they ultimately know there's no real way to dive him down and kill him.
Yeah, they are actually missing one wand in this lane. Shadow Demon doesn't have it. He has a stick though, so. Okay. On top lane, they're doing some shenanigans. Of course, when you're playing with the Nyx Assassin, your lane is not necessarily the strongest, so instead they are just creep skipping. Nyx does not have a level 2 though yet, because of that impale that he skilled, which is maybe a bit of a problem.
You know, listen, one thing I love about these Nyx Assassin lanes is that their answer to a poor laning hero is just don't play the lane.
Yep. It's been a long debated thing. If you should be able to do this at all, if there should be like a cutoff of 5 to 7 minutes where it's impossible to pull the waves, but I think we're in a solid spot. At least it's not some enchantress pulling your waves under the tier 4. You know, like going all the way to tier 3, hitting it, running around, making 5 stacks, and then the offlaner is just AFK for the first 2 minutes, waiting for the creeps. By the way, Sumail is getting dominated mid. This isn't something that we, not something that we said too many times, but
is this his first lane loss the entire tournament?
I think so, yeah. But you are playing versus a Shaker. Enchant, and he had First Blood, but even without the First Blood, Enchant Totem level 2, like, it just hurts way too much. Your melee, you can't really dodge it. Unless you kinda kick him under the tower, and you play some shenanigans that way, it's a hard lane.
Well, this is perhaps when the King's predilection to dominate his opponents might lead against them. I guarantee you, if we were watching Falcons in this exact same situation, or watching like 9 play this lane, he would not be here right now. He'd be somewhere else, forcing a play.
Yeah, the thing is, you're still getting some thing out of this lane. It's not like it's an impossible lane. Let's say like a Huskar that you have to run away from. This is still a lane where you can contest the runes. You can maybe get some farm when he's pushing in. You can mess with the equilibrium. But 14 last versus 27 being doubled up by the Shaker right now.
Speaking of lost hit differentials, we've seen the side hunter down bottom catching up a little bit to the bristleback. Obviously still being beaten out, but as he now has some points into the anchor smash, very happily able to get his lost hits. And you know how you know that this tide is presumably getting power crept over the years? A lot of these tides don't even bother getting the Kraken shell until you absolutely have to. He's just tanky enough by himself.
It's something similar to the Timber Saw, right? Like with reactive armor. These lanes are not going that well for Nigma and Sumail.
They might
is
go better
bottom.
now because Sumail came for a bounty rune but might just stay for a kill. And it looks like he's gonna get it. Delight is gonna be giving up his life. Sumail also the one that grabs it. Unfortunately, the Mud Golem's not gonna be playing ball to give him the deny.
Yep, just a very good timed rotation by Sumail. Gotta be careful in mid lane. This Shaker is already level 6. He'd be more than happy to solo echo the Earth Spirit.
Okay, I can envision Sumail losing a lane. I cannot. Something in my spirit doesn't allow me to believe he can be killed solo by the enemy mid laner.
You know what's crazy to me? This Mars actually has more farm than the Gyro.
Wait, how?
Like, yeah, all the creep skips, I guess, in the end, they helped him. He also farmed their small camp and pulled the creeps there, but still, it's kind of crazy to me. Because the hard camp was open. They were able to pull into it and farm it at least. Oh, Shaker got DD.
See if he tries something here.
Yeah.
Earthshaker coming middle.
He's going for him.
He's going. He wants to try and find this kill. Earthshaker, can you get it? He's gonna have to settle for the easy kill onto the next assassin. Dodges the Brawling Boulder as well. There will still be a Magnetize from Sumail. Pastel in danger here. Dropping down very low, 100 health left. Here comes the Io, giving him the additional heal. Buying time for this fight. Pastel doesn't have a fissure though, so needs to still back away. Magnetize nonetheless ticks him out. GH gonna be the one that gets the credit for the kill. That is a worthwhile trade if I've ever seen one for Nigma Galaxy here in this mid lane.
Absolutely. This rotation by GH helped out a ton. Frost Shield, of course, just working overtime versus the Shaker. And nicely from them to understand that they can turn. They juked him very nicely so they didn't get hit by Enchant Totem any times, maybe once, and that's it. Unfortunately, Omar, he had to feel the pain first, you know, just to see how much damage it can actually deal.
Speaking of damage, GH might be suffering some right now, but Pastel a little bit too far away, and as mentioned, still does not have Fissure, so no way to threaten this Lich from long range.
Yeah. He's actually going for Blink BKB on Shaker. That's kind of interesting as well. I see a lot of Ags rushes recently. Yeah.
For now, he is still the network leader on the map, Pastel. That early first blood certainly helping out, and the death that he suffered hasn't really curtailed his progress. But this death, though, it just might. Oh, no. Miscommunication. Sinister Gaze came before Omar and Sumail already, so Pastel will be A-okay.
Yeah. Maybe they could have followed with Rolling Boulder and then into Impale, but in any case, that was way too early, so hard kill to make. Noob, he's almost level 6, and this rotation could be massive if he gets it. Even if he doesn't, I think they have what it takes to kill the gyro.
Now Fury and Storm Rage in danger. The rolling boulder will connect flush this time around. Sumail on his ass, doesn't even need the magnetize, so they will just kill him. Nice sinister gaze onto Pastel, preventing him from entering the fight with an opportunity for an Echo Slam. And now all of a sudden he needs to get out of here. There will be a tether onto him to give him some heal, but it's not going to be enough perhaps, as the magnetize is ticking him lower. There's the level 6 just achieved by Noob. Pastel should die within this arena as they get out the IO, but no option available for the Earthshaker.
I'm not sure why Io didn't try and at least heal the gyro a little bit, give him some tether, you know, move around a bit with him. I feel like maybe if you do that, gyro survives just a second or two longer for Shaker to go in bot lane.
Bottom lane, they do get the disruption out. Malfurion Storm Rage now happy to jump onto this gyro or this bristleback. They have the first Ravage of the game out as well. A Miracle will end up dead. The kill gets credited towards Delight, unfortunately, but Malfurion Storm Rage happy to participate because now they can pressure the tier 1 tower.
By the way, Disseminate is actually pretty legit versus Bristle too, right? Top lane, they do get the IO. Like this facet on Shadow Demon, we've been seeing different players take different facets. Shadow Servant is good, Promulgate is good as well. It depends on the game, and this is a really good game for this Disseminate.
Yep.
So
the best part about it is that it applies through, like, if he does go for like some Bloodstone Aghanim's build, it applies through that.
Yep. Like you can not only on Bristle, you can use it on the Earth Spirit as well, who's one of tankier heroes on Mars. Just in general, it looks pretty damn solid.
Top lane, they're maybe gonna try and kill off Noob here, but they just want to defend the tower, potentially deny it as well. It isn't deny range, and they have to know that if they don't deny it right now, Noob should be able to grab this with one more wave. They have enough heroes in the area, so looks like the first tier 1 of the game with the Siege Wagon will go the way of Nigma Galaxy.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, all things considered, like as you can see on the network charts, Shaker is on top, but the rest of Nigma are very close. So their 3 cores are actually the highest net worth after the Shaker, but Shaker does have a blink, so this might change things.
Nice free kill onto Delight. They have the vision on the high ground. They started him out. Unfortunately, it was a 3-hero smoke. They were hoping to try and connect onto the Tidehunter bottom, knowing that Ravage is still down for a little while longer.
Yeah, my eyes are basically on the Shaker and what he does in the next couple of minutes, because he had a lot of gold pumped into him. A lot of rotations happened around mid lane as well.
He has the blink now as well, so it's going to be time to make something happen. Is anybody nearby with a Smoke of Deceit? Doesn't seem so, and he reveals himself middle, so Nigma Galaxy now are aware that this Blink Dagger is online.
On top lane, Arena.
Top lane, Arena onto Malfurion Storm Rage. Do they have the damage to kill him? He's falling very, very low here on this Gyrocopter. Still alive though. Chain Frost will be there. No Ice Fire to bounce it off to, but they nonetheless have the damage. GH on a killing spree, and now middle we did have the Blink Dagger being used up. There's a Ravage as well on the 3 heroes, but they still end up losing Pastel. Magnetized back in onto Delight and Kachal. They need to really get out of this fight. Unfortunately for Nigma Galaxy, Io does show up to provide some heal for the Tidehunter. Noob hoping to try and close in Delight, but the angle is not going to be conducive. In the meantime, though, he throws a spear onto Kachal, separating him from the Io, bringing him a bit lower, but primarily just trying to bring this team fight to an end.
Yeah, unfortunately for Winter Bear, like they had a decent-ish of a start in the laning stage. I feel like their heroes also warranted a decent enough of a start, but right now their moves are way too slow, and they're kind of all doing their own thing on the map. Like Jaru is pushing top, meanwhile Io is trying to stack the pool area. You know, these kind of things, they will be exploited by Nigma, and they're exploiting the separation on the enemy side. It's like when you're playing on this level, at this part of the game, if you know they're hunting, you should always be able to connect to one another. Your distance should be that, shouldn't be much higher than that, or at least you should have a TP to instant go. But, yeah.
The tale we have seen before, when Nigma Galaxy able to out-macro the enemy team. It's a 5k gold lead right now, 13.5 minutes in. Winter Bear, despite all of this, still have the Earthshaker, the Gyrocopter. I mean, they're far behind the Earth Spirit and the Bristleback, but
Omar,
not
he's caught,
insurmountably so. Omar, down bottom. They have the Sentry Ward out. There's going to be the Demonic Purge. They have the damage necessary, but only if they commit. They do dodge the Impale. They were scared of the rebound from Nigma Galaxy, and it turns out their fears were well justified. Nigma were waiting to defend their boy. They do manage to keep him alive, and they want to steal this Wisdom Rune. Moon is going to get it and gets the arena out onto this Io who just came in, hoping to try and get the Wisdom Rune. Instead, just gives up a double kill to Miracle.
But he didn't take Gyro. He was relocating in, but he didn't take Gyro in the end. This Gyro is pretty big. Like, he's got a crit Falcon Blade. Maybe the... I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe he was just worried in the last second that he's just going to feed the Gyro's life as well. But they didn't have Vendetta. They didn't have Lich ulti. Arena was already kinda ending. I feel like maybe there was a chance for them to take that fight, but okay. You know, just maybe this is the safer route. Keep on farming.
Keep on farming, yes, but you do lose some heroes and a Wisdom Rune as well, so... Nigma Galaxy have now increased their overall advantage. The 15-minute mark, they enjoy an 8k gold advantage, and they have 7 levels above the side of Winter Bear. And for me, it's not all the levels that are that problematic. It's just how far ahead this Gyrocopter and this Bristleback are, especially considering the start of this Earth Spirit. He's now looking super solid on Sumail in this game. With the Blade Mail into multiple sources of uncontrollable damage, man, you feel good about this.
Yeah, one thing that you have to see from Winter Bear is, like, you have Io, Gyro, Shadow Demon, but the stacking game isn't really that good. Like, they haven't been stacking a lot, and every time they do stack, it's kind of like some medium camp, hard camp. It gets taken away, or a hero dies while the stack is happening. So, you know. This Io, like, it's a funky hero. It's a hero that completely changes the way the game is played. If you're really good, it's almost impossible to deal with an Io. But at the same time, it's a hero that kind of... it takes a bit of understanding, in the competitive scene at least, to make it work.
Our Lich player down bottom, certainly probably watching this game and being like, yeah, man, watch some of my replays on this Io. As they do not get this kill bottom. We do have a little bit of a hunt from the Nyx Assassin, but doesn't want to really fully close the gap on the SD. His heroes aren't with him. Instead, they'll come back for Kachal. Miracle with the Aghanim Scepter, just rushing down the Tide Hunter, killing him off in very short order.
Yeah, Miracle with Yags, also GH that you just mentioned, with the Blink Dagger on Lich. Buying Shard next. He was definitely inspired yesterday.
Oh, dude, they're coming top. They're coming top. Look at this ward. They have Malfurion. They found him. The arena on the 2. They get Io caught towards the end. Can they burst him in time? It looks like it. And now that he is gone, Malfurion Storm Rage doesn't really have any friends. Pastel was coming in, but couldn't get off the Blink Dagger. Omar was able to interrupt him, and therefore Sumail now closes in on Pastel. Spear of Mars pushing him back. Sumail with a double kill. What a gank coming through the Twin Gate for Nigma Galaxy, and it's not even over. They get the Shadow Demon now. Easy kill. Do they have enough Blizzard though to go into the Roshan pit as a reward?
Well, Bristle isn't there, so they can't. As simple of an answer as that. Without Bristle, you can't go for it. Yeah, they're just making all the correct moves, and they're making these moves quick enough for Winter Bear to respond to. They get the kill on bottom instantly through the Twin Gate, and Winter Bear is just like, you know, living in their own fairy tale, farming in the lane under the Twin Gate, getting punished for it. Unfortunately, they're not reading what Nigma is doing at all.
Well, speaking of the read, look where GH is at, sitting on the cliff right now. Finds Kachal, drags him closer. Miracle throwing in some damage. Omar with the Vendetta hit and the Dagon one, able to finish off Kachal. Alright, dude. Okay. Is Lich S tier now?
Instant bottom. Look at this. Like, they're going. Of course he is. Lich is very much S tier.
And he's demonstrating it again. Going bottom, gets the Sinister Gaze, Chain Frost out onto this Gyrocopter. John has the relocate, has the tether. Will go back in, keeping Malfurion alive. They don't have the Earth Spirit here. And they do still get the Arena out though. Call down will be activated by Malfurion. Noob misses the Spear of Mars. And with all of these spells and having seen the fissure from the trees, they know that it's probably a good time to back off.
Why did he Chain Frost first? Top lane? Shadow Demon?
Style points, bro.
I mean, style points, because of those style points, they don't get to kill, right?
Yeah,
I feel like I feel like you just Sinister Gaze first, and then, but then again, you need to save it for the relocate, I guess. So, I'm not sure. Mid lane.
Trying to jump onto this Earthshaker. Pastel has a Magnetize on top of him. Bristleback is here as well. There should be an easy kill. Noob also blinking to the far side, able to get the spear back onto Kachal. He is going to be killed off as well. Dominating streak for Miracle. Sumail really exerting himself on the map with an unstoppable streak, and they're already bottom. The speed of Nigma in this game is absurd. And here they are. They find Malfurion. Noob able to get the Spear of Mars. He's trying to get the relocate out with this IO, but it's not going to work out. They've already lost the Gyrocopter. They saw that he relocated out, so the moment he returns, he's going to die as well.
Yeah, I think he broke Tether, used mech. It didn't really connect on the gyro. He dies way too quickly. But then again, if he doesn't break Tether, they probably just stun him, so he doesn't even get to relocate. Yeah, just a rough game right now for Winter Bear. A game which is arguably already over, 21-3, 16k advantage.
Yep.
Just a matter of time until they start pushing high ground. These 20-minute Tormentors are probably something to dream about. Maybe a Shaker, he's already set up to try and blink echo them. He has a ward as well. Why is he doing this? Because Bristle is playing against you. And Bristle can solo this, so he knows they're coming.
Dude, Nigma, the night and day difference. Whenever they play with these hyperactive drafts, off laner that moves around in the Mars, mid laner that moves around, Lich, first item, Blink Dagger, and Nyx Assassin, they just look so much more solid. I mean, I'm just comparing and contrasting this to Game 3 last night, where the team just felt so static, weren't doing anything, but here they just feel uber oppressive.
Okay, so when I'm playing, when I was playing football, right, soccer, whatever you want to call it, and I'm playing with my own year group, like age group, I look like I'm kind of slow, whatever, they're all faster than me. But when I'm playing versus kindergarten, like I'm running like a Mitsubishi next to them, you know. I'm zooming fast.
Oh,
I'm not calling Winter Bear toddlers. They are the third, most likely the third strongest team in the region. But they are very far away from Nigma at the moment.
Well, at least they'll get Omar. Should be a free kill for them. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger, so there's absolutely no way out of this one for him. Surrounded by 3 heroes. 4 make it, actually, as Pastel also makes his way here. So, nice free kill. By the way, what position do you play when you play football?
Whatever I play. There's no position in street football. Just run around.
That is true. That is true. When you're playing like on the street or playing like 5-a-side or whatever, you just have to be. You just have to be running. As long as you have energy, you can be anywhere on the pitch.
Exactly. You're everywhere.
Yep.
At some point, you have to be a goalkeeper as well, you know, because no one wants to goalkeep.
When I was still in school, when I was still like a very scrawny kid, back then I used to play. When I played football, I used to play on the wing, and when I played rugby as well, I'd play on the wing. Used to have much more speed than I do now. Sumail, unfortunately for him, he might not have the speed to evade this guy because they're getting on top of him, but he does have access to the fight. He has allies behind him. He's still alive, getting out with this blade mail. Pastel's gonna be the one that's getting brought down, as well as this IO. Malfurion Storm Rage, him and the Tide Hunter end up dying to the Quillspay Rage of Miracle. They thought they had Sumail, but he's level 15 right now, Liz. They just do not have the damage at this point in time to deal with this tanky of a hero.
I feel like if he doesn't have SNY, he dies, right? But the status resistance that he's getting is way too high, and they don't have the necessary. They just don't have the necessary control. Why did I feel that he had a BKB that fight? Am I crazy?
It felt like he had a BKB. It's because Malfurion activated BKB, because you went BKB first after the Chrysalis.
Yeah, on top of him. Yeah, but in any case, this was such an important kill for them to get, and it didn't happen. Very unfortunate for Winter Bear. Maybe they could have been back, in the game.
Talk to me about this item. Noob picks up a Bloodstone?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't know, bigger arena? Does it make the arena bigger? It does, right?
It should, yeah.
Dire's
I don't know, I've never seen this item
has
before on Mars.
He has a shard as well, so I guess there's something about that.
Okay, surely, Lizard, this is going to be the fastest Mars Bloodstone, right?
I think so as well, yeah.
Alright, I'm going to check. Teams, don't fight. Give me a sec to do the research.
Because, like, if you go for some lifesteal, you heal up immediately anyway, right?
Yeah, once you get the rebuke, yeah. Get the full heal.
Yeah. So
we'll see.
It can't be that.
When did he get it? So he got it like a minute ago. And surprisingly, top lane, Kachal is about to die. So, that will surprise you to learn, Liz. That will surprise you deeply to learn. This is only the second fastest Bloodstone on the Mars. What will not surprise you to learn is that the fastest ever was from Noob, 22 minutes, 20 seconds. The third fastest now, after this game, because it's the second fastest, is Noob, 25:30, as we lose the Lich top. And the fourth fastest, Noob as well, 27 minutes. So, looks like it's just a Noob special. Oh,
denied.
Gets denied by the neutral creep. So not only do Nigma get to break some records, they also get to break the heart of Winter Bear.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So is anyone else building the Bloodstone? Like I'm not really sure what
there are
this is all
three
about.
players who've built the Bloodstone. Noob, ATF, and Fade. That's it. Everybody else, nobody else has done that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, some cool tech.
This is one of the times where I really wish we did play interviews afterwards. I certainly would want to ask him about this. What's the rationale?
Yeah, absolutely. It happened a couple of times in this qualifier for me as well. Oh, top lane Omar wants the solo here. Can he actually get it? It's pretty tanky, but level 3 Dagon.
Oh, while that's happening though, they might actually jump onto the Gyro. Gyro, look bottom. Chain Frost, Ice Spire. There's still though Gyro forced to activate the BKB, turning onto GH, and here comes Sumail closing in onto the IO. They're able to kill him. They force a BKB, an IO retreat, and look at this! Omar actually does solo pass though.
Yep.
Oh no. That's not good.
Yeah, level 3 Dagon all it took. He has a shard. He has Grove Bow as well, so... I mean, the shard in that situation, what does it do? The break doesn't really matter too much unless he gets totemed.
So what do you do for the upcoming fight? You do have Blink Ravage at the ready for the Tidehunter. You still have quite a few spells on the Gyro. If they go high ground in a bad fashion for Nigma Galaxy, do Winter Bear even actually have the damage output to win a fight right now?
Now the problem that I see is they just didn't make a single play for the longest time on the side of Winter Bear. The plays are being made on them 24/7 and they're just kind of responding. Their heroes aren't bad at that, but they also aren't strong enough to be responding all the time. They're not tanky enough. Ravage, Echo is a great responding tool, but your Gyro is dead by the time you do it, usually.
Okay, who's dead here? Gyro, IO. I think one of these heroes might end up dead. Omar, skirting around the sentry wards, playing very carefully. His team is not nearby him just yet, but he does have the Earth Spirit making a rotation. They see John, Shiva's God, bursting directly through the IO. Malfurion does have BKB TP out, but would certainly be loath to use a second charge, but will be forced into it regardless. This feels so bad, dude. That's two back-to-back Gyrocopter BKBs used just to get him to safety.
Yeah, that's basically the story of the game. They're just using all their stuff defensively and TPing away. Kachal.
Well,
Maybe.
they're gonna try play into Noob here. Noob is still very tanky. With the arena drop, has the Bloodstone out. He's still surviving for now. They did manage to bring down G8. Pastel got to the backlines. Unfortunately, he gets caught by Sumail right now. Pastel needs to run. Nice rabbit from Kachal to hold back Sumail, but sadly Omar there with the Vendetta hit to take down this Earthshaker. And with a beautiful Spear of Mars, Noob with the Aghanim shot pushes back the Tide Hunter and the Shadow Demon. Both of them will fall. Malfurion gets relocated out, but sadly, as soon as the Ire returns, he will turn this into a 4-hero affair with another teamfight victory for Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, straight onto the high ground. This could be it. They don't have a single tier 2 left remaining. There's no Aegis on Nigma, but there's a 30k advantage. And only a solitary gyro to defend. He can't really do it. This is at least... I mean, realistically, this should be over. They don't have Ravage. They don't have Echo. It's a really difficult game for Winter Bear, but the game that... Like, as far as my analysis should go is they never made a play. They were always waiting for something. They had a slight advantage out of the laning stage, but then they didn't use it at all. The first Blink Dagger from Shaker I feel like needs to be... You know, when you get it, it doesn't need to be used in an aggressive way, but generally you want it.
Jump in by Sumail on the backside of the fight. Look at that magnetize, baby. Both supports already eliminated. Kachal forced to run away from the fight, and Malfurion Stormrage doing his best, but his BKB will expire now, and he has no options to dodge the Chain Frost, no options to deal with this mass influx of damage. They have found 4 heroes. Feels like this game is just over, and indeed it is. GG is called. Winter Bears give up the ghost, and we see Nigma Galaxy taking game 1 here in this lower bracket final.
Yeah. I have to say that I had a little bit